What if the Mahabharata isn't the Mahabharata that was? Over time, truth became television, heroes became hashtags, and an epic carved in silence and scar was repackaged with glow and glitter. This poem is not mythology, it is a mirror.
Before the swords, before the flame, before the world had split in name, there lived a tale in verse and breath, of pride and love, of fate and death. It walked through courts, through forest shade, through vows once kept and debts once paid. A tale not told in black or white, but woven deep in grey and fight. Yet time, with all its painted hand, has dulled the edge, has staged the sand. The gods now shine in softest light, their sins erased, their flaws turned right. So here we stand in rhyme and tone, to strip the glaze, reveal the stone. This mirror, held to myth and screen, will show what was and what has been. They came from fire, from wind and sky, from whispered boon and God's reply. A tale of Dharma, bound in fate, of kingdoms born to war and wait. But time would twist the epic thread, and trade the truth for tears instead. Where once stood silence, sharp and wise, now echo sounds and glowing skies. The eldest son, with virtue worn, played dice with sin and lost the throne. His voice once firm, now breaks with ease, for every thought is drowned in pleas. The strongest arm that cracked the beast now grunts on cue, a comic feast. His justice roared from forest halls, but cereals gave him tantrum brawls. The archer bright, by Shiva blessed, whose arrows knew no time for rest, now fumbles near his glowing guide, a sidekick groomed to stand aside. The twins of dusk, so sharp, so still, erased like lines the lens won't fill. 5 brothers stood to change the land, but 2 were lost to a director's hand. And Kana, sunborn steel and flame, was stripped and stitched to fit their frame. He bore no tear in pages past, but here he cries in every cast. He fought, he fell, with pride, not pout. Yet cereals bathed his soul in doubt. Each wound he bore, each vow he made, was dimmed beneath a sobbing shade. A queen once walked through ash and ire, born not of man, but sacred fire. Her silence cut more deep than sword, yet now she screams with every word. They wrote her lines she never knew, and lit her rage with TV hue. The calm she wore, the grace she kept, was swapped for tears, too often wept. And when the archer stole his bride, no love was claimed, no hearts had cried. It was no dance of destined eyes, but strategy beneath disguise. Yet cereals dreamt a different song, of blushing cheeks and feelings strong. They made her drive, they made him pine, they sold a myth in Valentine. And Krishna, dark as monsoon rain, who walked with thought, and not in vain, is now a god of glowing white, who floats in fog and hums in light. No tact, no tricks, no smirk, no plan, just sermons stretched beyond the span. He laughed, he lied, he changed the game, but now he quotes, serene and tame. The war, once bitter, bold and true, where brothers split and arrows flew, is polished clean with golden frames, and every death repeats in flames. Bhishma's fall was long and slow, but never lit in firework glow. The soil drank blood with silent thirst, not sparkles bursting from the earth. The blind old king who shaped the shame now weeps as if he held no blame. He asked, he knew, he let it slide. Yet now he mourns from virtue's side. The epic ends with ash and dust, with Dharma cracked and kings unjust. But screens would rather paint it bright than show the cost of war and right. A tale once carved in stone and scar now fades beneath a TV star. Yet still the verses burn and ring. The truth survives the editing, so read again and see it clear. The epic's heart still pulses here. Not every glow is God's intent, and not all tears are heaven sent.
You've just heard a poem that peels back the gloss. If it stirred something in you, reflect on it, question it, return to the verses. We owe the epic more than applause. We owe it our attention. Like, share, and subscribe if this resonated. More truth telling through verse, coming soon.